Hey there peeps! In today's video we'll be answering the question, is it still worth building a Flugelgard or a Reyaar weapon as of the 10th of April? With the new 10-star Xover Series and 11-star Flugelgard series announced during the most recent headline, some of you may be wondering if it's still worth to invest into these two weapons. The short answer is, yeah! And let me explain why. If you have the ability to do so right in this moment, then these weapons will absolutely serve you for quite some time, if you put a little bit of investment into making them. The Flugelgard weapon is still a very strong weapon to have around, even if the Xover series surpasses it in raw damage and potential potency. The most ideal setup will be building up a Flugelgard with Fixas blaster, as this setup will continue to serve you greatly as a swap weapon for your Photon Blast. When you have multiple users utilising it in the same way, you end up strengthening your team with an assortment of buffs. Can never go wrong with 5% extra crit rate. If you're already using a Flugelgard with any other high level fixer, this will be perfectly fine to use for future upcoming quests, like the new major suppression quest against Darkfolk's Dalion. The Reyaar series will continue to be one of the strongest 10-star weapons available, due to the powerful potential of 36% damage alongside 5% extra damage towards your PAs and techniques. I do predict the Xover series to be very competitive to the strength of the Reyaar series, but the Reyaar weapon will continue to be a very strong pick for certain classes. If you already own a Reyaar with a high level fixer, you'll absolutely be okay with skipping the Xover series entirely. With how easy it is to obtain Reyaar materials through exchanges and limited time rewards, there really isn't a valid reason to not have acquired enough materials to make one by now, especially if you've been playing during the 20th of March. You are practically handed the materials to make one. Building up a Reyaar with a fixer for Tau 1 to 3 will aid you greatly. Other fixers however can be really useful for certain classes if you manage to roll them on your weapon. Here's my fixer list for the following classes. The new Xover series is looking to be very accessible, through simply requiring the new Growth Mint 2 materials from the upcoming update to the Silver Exploration. So if you're interested in simply skipping the Flugelgard or the Reyaar series, I guarantee that these weapons will serve you very well. Xover's main potential effect recovers HP when using a Photon Blast, which doesn't sound too appealing. However, the additional potential effects based on the weapon types could allow us to have a nice contender here for certain classes. We'll see what they turn out to be very soon. This weapon will be very easy to build up a high level fixer due to how accessible it will be. Definitely keep that in mind. If you are still using a 9-star rarity weapon, it is definitely the perfect time to upgrade to any of the 10-star weapons mentioned, in preparation for taking on future upcoming quests. We have already reached a point where these weapons, even at a high level fixer, start to fall behind, especially when comparing to the 10-star options we have available. Acquiring a fixer preset level 1 to 2 has never been easier, providing you extra power towards hunting those 11-star Flugelgard weapons. The Melik series and the Versmel series at Fixer Termina 5 are the only 9-stars that are barely holding on with the current best in slot augments. But they are pretty much at their limit in terms of power, so I highly recommend investing into Xover or the Reyaar series if you plan on taking on Darkfolk's Dalion. So to finally wrap up on this topic, should you still look into building a Flugelgard or a Reyaar, even after this next maintenance? Absolutely. Simply using an LC Trio augment setup might be enough to take on Dalion, but if you have the ability to add the best in slot augments, why not, right? Especially with augment transfer around the corner. Ultimately, that's all for you to decide. Alrighty then, that's enough from me today. Time to get back into the swing of things. In the meantime, if you have any questions on anything, I got you covered. Hope this was helpful. As always, take it easy peeps.